Can you find the cat in the video? I'm sure he'll be waltzing around back there as I get into it. I have several blemishes on my face. I've been dealing with a disastrous breakout for me. I typically don't have breakouts. They're quite rare, and if I do, it's one blemish or something, or really I battle more with dry, flaky skin than breakouts. My skin is not oily at all. So I have some guesses as to what caused this breakout, but I thought now is a great time to film a how to cover blemishes video since I have so many to work with. So I typically have just a like skin colored mole here, but it's a little irritated. And then most of the blemishes around my chin and jawline, and a little bit of redness here. So some of my makeup is done. My eyes are finished, including my eyebrows. I have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation all over my face. And I did do my under eye concealer so I could finish kind of my lower lash line area. So the concealer I chose was the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. The shade here I have is 3 Fair. Love this. Hate the applicator. I hate these applicators. They get so gross. But love the product. So I have that under my eyes, and then I set that with some Laura Mercier Secret Brightening powder. So other than that, that is all I have on my face. So one kind of layer of foundation, and then I always use concealer for blemishes after I put my foundation on. I have found if you put concealer on your blemishes and then put your foundation over top of it, you may wipe away any of the concealer that you've put on. So I kind of want to see what my foundation can do and then just address the areas that need a little extra love in the concealer department. My concealer of choice whenever I have a blemish is Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. I used this under my eyes for a long time when I was using full coverage foundation. It is full coverage. It is the best covering concealer I've ever used. I don't use it under my eyes anymore because I like something a little bit brighter, or it has kind of a brightening quality to it, but this is great for blemishes. So I will put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, just a little. May need more than that, but we'll start with that. And then I like to press it into the blemish with my finger. Those of you with oily skin might be dying right now because you're not supposed to really touch your face when you have oily skin. But since I don't, and I'm putting concealer on top of it, I find that my finger kind of warms the product up a little bit and blends in nicely. You could certainly apply concealer with a beauty blender or a brush or anything. If you do use either of those products, do make sure you wash them really well. I find it a little easier to just simply wash my hand when I'm finished with this. So you can see I've pressed it on there. I'm letting it kind of dry for a minute. Mama's gonna need some more concealer, so I'm putting another little dot here. I'm not wiping it off the top of the concealer tube over and over because my finger now has just my skin on it, and I don't want to put it on the top there. That's why I put it on the back of my hand. So I'm just pressing this onto the red areas, and now just doing like little presses like that, not smearing. I'm just trying to like almost push the product in. My finger is warming it up so it'll spread nicely, but you can see it's not going anywhere. It is good concealer. The concealer has been applied, and then I will take a little bit more of my foundation in a beauty blender this time and just go right on top of the concealer. This mainly is just to even out any of the different coloring from those products. So my foundation was a little darker than that concealer. And then the last step is to set it with a little powder. So this is a great setting powder. This can be used just as a normal foundation if you like a powder foundation. I've had this for probably 15 years, not this exact product, but I've been using this for 15 years. This is NW22. This is the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. This is a good color. It's a little light for me. So what I like to do is pick up a fluffy brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. You can find this at Target. And then I just press it into the product. Pick it up there and then press it onto my skin. I'm not gonna drag the brush because I don't want to smudge that concealer off, though at this point it's dry. But pressing powder on top is gonna keep it fully covered. You'll want to do this on your whole face so it doesn't look like you've only powdered your breakout area, because it will when you go out, at least when you go outside. So that is all I do to cover the blemishes. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face makeup. If I find that any are kind of flaking a bit midday, that's what happens with my dry skin, I will try my best not to mess with those flakes and put a little bit more of the liquid concealer, that Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer, over top, but skip the powder part. You don't want to put powder on top of dry skin. It'll just look like you've put powder on top of dry skin and look extra flaky. So I just put a little bronzer all over my face, and then I'm choosing a really pretty nude blush. This is Tarte's Risque. I thought this would be pretty today. So pressing this into my cheekbone area and then just swirling. And my lipstick is the Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment in Petal. This is just one of their mini sizes. It comes in a fuller size as well, but just a great, easy to wear pink. And feels like lip balm. I love these things. You should know this by now. So those are some of the steps for covering blemishes that I found work best for me. Obviously the best thing you can do if you are prone to breakouts is wash your hands, wash your brushes, and not mess with them. So for me now, I'm gonna go wash my hands because I was touching everything and I don't wanna touch my face again and spread any bacteria around. But I'm pretty pleased with the coverage. I don't look like porcelain doll full coverage, but I didn't want that. So this is just a way to cover blemishes so they're not like blaring in your face, but it doesn't look like you're wearing a really thick layer of makeup. If you enjoyed this video or it was helpful, I would love it if you subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button and you can always be notified when there's a new video for you.